What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be sharing with you 10 Funko Pops that have gone up in value recently. So without any further ado, let's get started. Here we go. For those of you that are curious, guys, I brought this series back. I used to do it a while ago, and now I'm trying to do it every like 2 weeks or so. But this series is dedicated, seeing what Funko Pops go up in price and kind of see what the correlations are in between why it's going up. And everything that I'm talking about today, guys, is according to eBay current listings and sold. So that obviously is not the only marketplace that is out there. So I would suggest, shopping around, guys, and maybe you can find different prices elsewhere. But starting things off, guys, with the first pop of the video, guys, I have the Specialty Series Crypto. Estimated value over on Pop Price Guide is at $28, with a current value actually closer to $42. Now, I know this isn't the craziest price jump in the world, guys, but I feel like this is a trend that we'll be seeing, more on in the near future. Most of the current solds that I've seen is between 40 and 45, with current listings around that same mark with only 23 active listings. So the reason why this has gone up, guys, I think is a no-brainer. Not too long ago, we had a trailer for the new James Gunn Superman movie that's coming out this year. Obviously, a decent part of that trailer was dedicated to Crypto the Superdog, and I believe there's only one Funko Pop of him out there. If I had to guess, they would probably make a new one for the new movie that's coming out. But with this being, the only, Crypto the Superdog pop that is out there, and I feel like he's going to be a pretty popular part of the movie, I can definitely see this one going up in price even more. But if you're a fan of Crypto the Superdog, guys, and you can pick this up for a great deal, I highly suggest doing so, because I feel like it could go up a decent amount in the near future even more. Next up, guys, I have the Funko Pop of Danny Phantom. Pop Price Guide has an estimated value of $85, and that is what the current value is at $85. But you can see on the chart, guys, there's actually a little bit of an uptick. It used to be at $50 a couple months ago, and now it's back up to $85. In current sold listings, guys, you can see it anywhere between $80 to $90, with active listings, guys, around that same price point, and I saw about 35 active listings. Now, this is a combination as well. There's two different sticker versions of this pop, guys. There's the Comic-Con official one and the shared one, but we're more focusing on the shared. So reason why this has gone up, guys, I would have to assume, Danny Phantom obviously is a classic Nickelodeon show. I loved it. It was one of my favorite Nickelodeon shows growing up. And one thing that I've actually noticed, guys, in the Danny Phantom Nickelodeon community is there's not a lot of collectibles out there of Danny Phantom. And with Funko Pops being, pretty popular, and there's a Danny Phantom pop out there, if there is a collectible, of this character, you would assume it's probably pretty hard to find and going to be going up in price. It's funny because I saw Funko release a new Danny Phantom figure. It's not a Funko Pop, but it's a Funko minifigure that's over at Five Below, costing only $5, and I've seen that go on eBay for like 20, 25 bucks. So this just goes to show, guys, how dedicated the Danny Phantom fandom is out there. And obviously I could see this going up in price even more because I don't think they have any plans to make any more Danny Phantom Pops in the near future. Next up on the list, guys, is Pop Games PacMan. Estimated value is around $27, which a current value of what I've seen is more closer to $40. With the recently sold, guys, being around in that range, I saw, lower end 30, higher end like 40, 45. And active listings are about around at that. I saw a couple at like 50, some at 40, with 37 active listings. Now, is this the biggest price jump in the world? No, not necessarily. But just like Crypto, guys, I feel like this is definitely something to be on the lookout for, because I think this could probably go up a little bit more in the near future. Why this one is going up? Obviously, Pac-Man is really nostalgic for a lot of different people. I think a lot of people don't really know that there is a Funko Pop of Pac-Man that's out there. And I believe this to be the only figure, guys, of Pac-Man, at least in Funko Pop form. So I don't know. I think, nostalgia for one is maybe a reason why it's gone up. Scarcity could be another thing, guys, because this figure came out a while ago. But I would just keep an eye out on this one, guys. I could see it going up even more in the near future. It's just such a cool pop. It's unique, and it's a great character. Next up, guys, I have a pop from the Mighty Ducks, and this is Charlie Conway. Estimated value over on Pop Price Guide is at $11, guys, but a current value from what I've seen over on eBay is at $40. High point of what I've seen recently sold is around 57, and low I've seen it sold for around 20, with only 5 current active listings out there, guys, and most of them are being, actively listed for around $40. Honestly, I have no idea why this one has gone up, guys. This was actually a surprise to me. I was going through my collection the other day, guys, and I actually do own all of the Mighty Ducks pops. That's one of my favorite movies that I watched back in the day, guys. And for some reason on eBay, I noticed that this one was selling for around 40. So it is definitely one that's been trending for sure. But like I said, I have no idea why this one is trending up in value. I don't think there's really any recent Mighty Ducks news. I know that maybe like a year or two ago, they came out with a Disney Plus series for the Mighty Ducks. And I think they actually did bring back some of the original cast for that. But I mean, that's kind of old news. So Honestly, I don't know. I think, you know, obviously because there's only 5 active listings over there on eBay, you know, scarcity could obviously be one of the reasons why it's gone up. And just like PacMan, I mean, it's nostalgic for a lot of people. So I don't know. Some people could be looking for these, find out that there's Funko Pops of these figures and want to buy them. And there's just not many of them out there. So they're willing to spend that price. This next pop, guys, is a Pop Rides Pop. And this is Speed Racer with Mach 5. Estimated value at Pop Price Guide is at $60 with a current value closer to around $70. Now, obviously there's not a big difference between the current value and estimated value, but I wanted to point this one out, guys, because towards the tail end of the year, this was only going for maybe like 30, 40 bucks. And it shot up, maybe even like doubled up in price recently. With most of those sold listings, guys, being close to around 70 bucks, and active listings, I only found 5 of these, and prices were kind of all over the place, guys. I'm seeing, you know, ones for like 200, one for like close to 3, even one for like 700 bucks. I was doing a little bit of research, and honestly, I couldn't see any really like current events about Speed Racer anywhere. I don't think a lot of people know that the pops of these exist, and I feel like that's a common trend with a lot of the pops that we're talking about today. Not many people know that there are Funko Pops of these different properties or of these different characters for that matter. But I mean, if you are gonna buy a Speed Racer Pop, wouldn't you wanna buy, you know, a Speed Racer Pop with him in Mach 5? That definitely makes sense. I mean, that's the whole show is racing, right? So you want him in the car. I don't see them making any new Speed Racer Pops in the future, so could I see this going up even more? Absolutely, unless they restock, but I don't think they will. All right, next up, guys, we have a Pop Digital Pop in the form of Squid Games. This is Seong Ji-hun, and this is the legendary version of the figure, guys. Estimated value is at $55, but the current value from what I've seen is actually closer to probably around like 135 bucks. And you can see recently solds, guys, go anywhere between 125 to the higher point of around 150. And I was only able to find 2 active listings currently on eBay, guys, going for around 150 bucks. And now, just like in the last prices going up video, why this one is going up, because, you know, Squid Game season 2 just came out not too long ago. This is probably one of the more limited Squid Game pops that are out there. And, you know, I feel like it's a more like different variation of this character. I think this is towards the end of Squid Game season 1, if I remember correctly. So the fact that it is rare, the fact that it is unique, not a lot of them out there, is, you know, a reason why it's going up. And the fact, you know, that the show came back and is popular, you know, once again, kind of back in the limelight, if you will. Do I see this one going up even more? Maybe a little bit, but I feel like, you know, at 150, 135-ish is probably what we'll be seeing this one in the near future. Next up, guys, I have pretty much a brand new Funko Pop of Feathers McGrath from Wallace & Gromit. Pop Price Guide actually caught up on this one with an estimated value of $42, but what I've seen is a current value of around $55. Recently solds are kind of all over the place, guys, with a high point of around like $89. Low I've seen around $40. And there's only 8 active listings out there on eBay. There's some up to like 100, but there's also some that are around like 45. Now, why this one has gone up, guys, obviously I talked about this in the last video as well. We shared, you know, the Wallace Pop from Wallace & Gromit went up. The new movie came out, guys, and has been a really big hit. Feathers McGrath, from what I understand, guys, is the main villain of the new movie. And with this being one that just like recently came out, it's kind of a head scratcher to me why this one is selling for such high prices. Obviously, this is one that Funko is going to restock because it only came out like a month or 2 ago. So I would be cautious at paying these prices if you want to buy Feathers McGrath. Like, honestly, I remember seeing it in stores maybe like a month or 2 ago. So I can't imagine that we won't see a restock anywhere. Like, I literally maybe like a week or so ago saw this one still available at GameStop. It might be sold out by now. So I would just check all the different avenues, guys, because it could be going in and out of stock. But yeah, definitely a weird case of a like brand new Funko Pop going up in price so much. All right, wrapping it up with a couple of Pop Digital Pops, guys. This one is of the Back to the Future Pop Digital set in the form of George McFly. Estimated value over on Pop Price Guide is at $110, but recently I've seen its current value closer to around $135, $140. With recently solds being about that same, guys. Lower end is around $125, higher end is at $150. And I only see 4 active listings out there, guys, and it's going anywhere between, right now it's got current bids at like 86, but highest I see it at around like 180. Now, why this one is going up, obviously, I would assume that there's not many of these out there because it is a limited pop. Any of the Pop Digital Pops that you'll see have a limited number. And depending on if the franchise is really popular, obviously, you know, they haven't made a Back to the Future movie since the 80s, but this, I believe is the only pop of George McFly that we have. And with that being the case, guys, of a very popular franchise, and that this is the only pop of this character, that is why this one's going up. Could I see this going up even more? I think this is about the price that we'll see it kind of consistently sell for, you know, the next upcoming year. But you never know, guys, with not many of them out there, it could go up even more. And, you know, obviously if they make another George McFly, it probably will go down. But if I had to guess, I don't think they will. All right, last but certainly not least, guys, like I said, another pop digital pop. This is in Cedric Diggory, guys, from the Harry Potter pop digital set. Estimated value, guys, over on Pop Price Guide is at $115, but the current value of what I've seen it going for recently is around $150. And recently sold, guys, low point, I've seen 125 and a high at like even 200 recently. And I only found one active listing for this, guys, over on eBay with a current bid over at like around 43 bucks. This Harry Potter set, guys, ever since, you know, it has been in collectors' hands, since it was digital, now in physical form, has gone up in price like crazy. And this is definitely a good example of that. Cedric, obviously, you know, I don't think there's a ton of Funko Pops out there, but this whole set kind of correlates around, you know, a pretty big moment in the 4th book of Harry Potter, The Goblet of Fire, with the Triwizard Tournament, and it's just kind of a unique line and series. I think with it being, you know, a little bit more like focused on something specifically like in the 4th book and being a little bit special, that's why we're seeing it going up in price. I noticed that the same pop of Fleur Delacour has gone up in price as well. But with the fact that, you know, this is a unique pop, there's not many of them out there. Obviously, you know, people really loved this book, really loved this movie as well. One of their favorite Harry Potter films, if I had to guess. And honestly, it was one of my favorite as well. That's probably why it's going up in price. Could I see this going up even more? Absolutely. Harry Potter fans are absolutely crazy, guys. There hasn't been a new movie in like forever, and yet still Harry Potter and the hype around it is absolutely massive. And folks, just like that, that is going to do it for my suggestions, guys, of 10 Funko Pops that are going up in price recently. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section below anything in your collection that you've noticed going up in price or anything in general. Let me know down in the comment section below. Also, if you enjoy this type of video, guys, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos like this one here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, you guys are awesome and the best. Like always, remember to be kind to one another. Always promote positivity. I will see you in the next video. Catch you guys later.